County number 18, Ethan Farrar on the carry. Gain of 7 on the play. Brings up second down. 3 to go for the Rebels. Football fans, we'd like to take this time to let you know that the Carlettes are selling split the pot tickets. $1 each or 6 for $5. A drawing and winner will be announced of halftime of our next game. If you'd like to purchase a split the pot ticket, the Carlettes are wearing the neon blue shirts and walking around the stadium. So be sure to get one of those ladies' attention and purchase yours. Counted.
Gotta go for it. Oh, he gave him the first.
The chains for another Rebels first down.
Welcome to Bourbon County High School, home of the Bourbon County Colonels. We're the 1-0 Colonels. Have taken the ball out to the 29-yard line. We'll get to some introductions in a moment. Quarterback, hand up the middle. And he's,
nice sideline run.
Oh, wow. Nice job. That's Kamar Myers. That's
Kamar Myers. He is going to be featured a lot in this game. It's Kamar Myers and Jake Broughton on the offensive side of the football. Jake is a good quarterback. He throws it around quite a bit, but Kamar had 197 yards last week versus Clay County, so we should see him quite a bit tonight.
And here's Broughton on the keep.
Oh, he's a strong quarterback, isn't he?
He's down to the 24-yard line. 1st and 10, Bourbon County here in the first quarter. I'm Lanny Brannick. I'm here along with CJ Kendrick, bringing you CentralKentuckySports.com, CentralKYSports.com. Football on a beautiful Saturday evening, right up the middle. Kamar. Give him about 8.
He's a workhorse. They're gonna really run to him a lot tonight. And
2nd and 1. And up the middle again now. Revert is left, and we got a flag on the field. A couple. He's just short, but we'll see what happens. I'm guessing hold here, CJ.
Looked like a hold coming around the end there. And you really can't blame the kids for a little grabby here and there. Second game of the season.
Let's see where they get back to. It was 2nd and 1. And now we're going to be 10 yards back. 2nd and 11 on the 24-yard line. It's the Broughton and Myers show.
That's what it looks like from up here so far. They seem to have caught, well, until that play, I would have said they'd seem to have caught Owen. They'd seem to caught Grant County off guard, but
they were
looks like they're going to stiffen up a little bit against the run.
Broughton just got a couple there. They're going to give him 1. 3rd and 10 here. I'm Lanny Brannick, CJ Kendrick, CentralKYSports.com. This is our first Bourbon County high school football broadcast. Keeper fooled for a minute, cuts it back, and now taken down. Going to lose a couple there.
You always hate to see a quarterback run backwards. Never seems to end up well.
Interesting placement here. It's 4th down. It's going to be on the 27-yard line. It's kind of, no man's land there.
It's a 50-50 shot as to whether or not you kick a field goal from here in high school anyway. You don't want to punt the ball, so you might as well just go for it. And you might get something like that. Good senior quarterback play. Draw the other side off sides.
I'll give him 5 yards. Now what do we do? I don't think anything changes. Probably the same play even. Bourbon kind of trying to get the play in here. Same setup in the shotgun. 2 right, 2 left. Back to pass. Over the middle, and he overthrew him.
Oh, just a little too strong.
That ball never really had much of a chance. It kind of floated right from the beginning. And now the Colonels go on defense here. Grant County had a good win last week. They beat Owen County 48-13.
And that was a revenge win. That's the best kind of win. Owen County had blanked them the year before, and they came out last week and really put it to them. And everything runs through Austin Knipp.
He's their quarterback.
He's got a good selection of guys he can throw the ball to. A couple of good backs, but most of the offense will run through him.
He's running outside. He's got that's number 7, Stephen Cummins. Oh. Or is it number 1? Number 1. Colonels are missing 6 players from a good team last year. They're missing their leading receivers, T.J. Wetstein and Titus Ransom, as well as their quarterback from last year, Dale Landrum. Their all-time leading tackler, Dalton Williams, not on this team either. So, it's a younger team. Nathan Kaiser, number 1. 2nd and 12 here for the Grant County Braves. Looks like we've got a shotgun formation. 1 back, 2 receivers left. A little run up the middle. Kaiser. Give him about 4.
That's another name you're going to hear quite a bit tonight is Javier Akea on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah. Shotgun again. 4 receivers here and a back. No tight end. Bourbon in a modified 3-4. He's in trouble here. To the outside and gets a first down.
That's just effort right there. Put his head down, made sure that he got past the sticks.
Now they list that player, the quarterback there was number 3. That's Nip, we believe, right?
That is Austin Nip.
Okay.
And we have him down as we had a
on the roster, we have him as 12. So
that's his brother. I believe that's his brother, who was a freshman this year, and you might see in this game at some point. He played last week at Owen County.
Nip keeps on the going out to left. And he just gets out of bounds after 1. 7:29 to go here in the first quarter. Grant County with its first possession of the game, and they're moving it. 2nd and 9. No score here on CentralKYSports.com and on Facebook at Central Kentucky Sports. Beautiful night for football. A breeze and about 77 degrees.
And it's a beautiful facility, too, here. Bourbon County does it right. The Adena Springs Field here is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yep. It's the turf. Hand off to the left, a little cutback, trying to get some room, but dragged down by a host of Colonels.
Not much on that side of the football.
Going to give that tackle to Myers.
And that's Kamara Myers. He's going to be on both sides of the football tonight. You should get used to hearing his name quite a bit.
I think so.
He had 197 yards running, something like 70 yards receiving, and 4 solo tackles last week. So I think he's a pretty important part of this team. Just a guess.
I'd say so. 3rd and 5 here.
And we get a little flag.
False start. 67 moved. Yep. That's a big penalty right there. You're getting ready to have a very important play, and then you just.
And coaches just hate that, but it is only the second game of the season, and these kids have got to be a little amped up and a little nervous. But that just drives the coaches nuts when you have little plays, little errors like that.
Shotgun again. We've got a pistol formation. We've got an up back and a man in the backfield as well. Handoff right. Oh, keeper. Full
Nip.
Nip is going in here. Touchdown, Grant County. Fooled me. It was a really nice counter fake, and he took off left.
That was a really nice counter fake. He opened up a really big hole on the inside of that line, and you could have driven a truck through it. And he didn't have to. He had a lot of speed going and just caught the corner of that end zone just perfectly. That's the way the coaches draw it up. So it's nice to see that the quarterback can, that's the key to the run-pass option. If you got to be able to keep the football to the last possible second and fake out every announcer and everybody else on the field. If you can fake out the camera guy, that's when you know you've done something good.
He faked out the announcer. 6:16 to go. Grant County trying to tack on the extra point. It is good. Grant County Braves take a 7-0 lead over the Bourbon County Colonels. And we'll take a quick break here and be right back. Welcome back to Bourbon County High School in Paris, Kentucky. Grant County 7, Bourbon County nothing. I saw the kicker before the game. It's number 30 for Grant County. He's wearing a cast. Looks like something a wrestler would wear to hide a foreign object. And we got a flag on the play.
Well, you never can tell. Whatever advantage you can get, even if it's just a psychological advantage. And
no, it's a huge cast. And
that is huge.
There was a penalty on there. They're going to take them back 5 yards. They'll kick off from the 25 now.
Well, luckily it's on his arm, so he can still kick. I just don't know that he should be running down and doing much tackling with that thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe he should.
He's cleared to play.
If he's cleared to play and the refs don't have a problem with it, it's just a plaster cast. They've got helmets on. I guess it'll be okay. They're football players. They're tough. So
Bourbon County with 2 deep back, and I cannot pick up the numbers right this second. I'll get that to you in a second.
He's got a good leg on him, I'll tell you that
kick,
much.
A really good kick. And that's a fumble back there. Jason Sidney brings it out after fumbling, and he's had a hole there for a moment and was dragged down.
A nice shoestring tackle. Let's see if I can figure out who that is. That's number 15. Looks like Chris Hall for Grant County.
Bourbon comes back out. Broughton and
I wonder who they're going to hand the football off to.
I think it might be Myers.
It might be.
Broughton in the shotgun. Myers beside him. Trips to the right, the lone receiver left. Just a shovel pass. That's a ball on the ground. Fumble, can't get it picked up. Finally does. Shakes off a tackler and may have a first down. A little heart attack special there.
That was almost a disaster for Bourbon County, but he was lucky to be able to pick that one up. A lot of coaches will just tell you to fall on the ball at that point, but he was able to pick it up and run for a few extra. So
they got a first down out of it, so disaster averted. 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. Bourbon County on their second possession of the game. Handoff right up the middle. Myers looking for some room. Run through a tackler and brought down. Gain of about 8. Myers is going to come out of the game. Let's see who they have back there. Probably Sidney. Yeah, Sidney in that same formation. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Sidney in the backfield with Broughton. He'll hand it to him. Big hole on the right-hand side. Makes a move, and he's got some room out there.
Just can't make the corner. Tell you, if he had made that corner, he'd been gone.
Really nice run there. It'll be first down, Bourbon County, right about the 38-yard line. Myers is still on the sideline, so this will be another Sidney in the backfield with Broughton this time. Trips left and the lone receiver to the right. It's number 5, Braden Frederick. He'll hand it up the middle. Little hesitation. And brought down about the 34-yard line for a gain of about 4. And the shotgun again with Sidney in the backfield.
They like this pro set offense, don't they?
They do. Hands it to him. Little running room up the middle, and that will be right at the sticks. I think you got it. First down, Colonels. 4:43 to go here in the opening quarter. Bourbon County trailing Grant County 7-0.
And this is about the point of the field last drive when Grant County really got their backs to the wall and stopped Bourbon County pretty cold. So we'll see if Bourbon County can get it closer to the red zone and then punch it in for a touchdown or not.
Bryce Roy out to the left, Ladanian Landrum to his left. Back to pass, Broughton over the middle. Wide open. Touchdown, Colonels. Touchdown, Colonels. It looks like number 12, Darian Wilson. Oh, 13.
Kagan Heflin on the reception.
Kagan Heflin. Just a little post. There wasn't much to it.
Well, he did what he had to do. He got a step on the. He got a good step and a half on the receiver and the ball, or on the defensive back, and the ball was there exactly when it needed to be.
Jacob
and looks like
was on time too. Good throw. Bourbon County looks to be going for 2, and now we have a timeout.
And
Bourbon.
Timeout on the field with Bourbon County.
And we'll take a break here with them to talk about our sponsor for this evening's game. It's Nick Pope Insurance. Hope Insurance here in Paris, Kentucky. 859-987-9200. Give him a call. CJ, looks like they're going to be going for 2. Nope. Looked like they were going to go for 2, and now they've got a really odd formation.
They've got that. I always like to line up that way, and I don't know what exactly that does for the kickoff or for the extra point, but a lot of coaches like to do it. So
kick is up and through. Bourbon County ties the game. 4:19 to go here in the first quarter. Bourbon 7, Grant County 7. We'll be back in a moment to bring you more action on CentralKYSports.com. Bourbon County kicking off here. squibber out of bounds. Just a odd-looking kick. Flag on the play. And they'll take
That'll
it to
bring it back out to the 35-yard line. So
it's a good starting field position. CJ, they look better that possession.
They looked a lot better that possession, especially inside the 30-yard line. I mean, they only ran 2 plays inside the 30, to be honest, but one of them was a touchdown pass. Right. So opened it up a little bit because, the previous possession, they really did not throw the football at all, and that allowed Grant County to kind of bow up in the back of the end zone there and just push them out. So this time they opened it up, threw the ball, and
they're going to make Bourbon re-kick this.
Aha. So and I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I'm 50-50 on whether it's a good idea to re-kick or just take the ball at the 35.
And the Colonels didn't have enough players out there, but Carter Tipton is going to kick it off again here.
That one's right down the middle of the field.
Kick. Taken by number 6 and brought
Kalen Nix.
Ooh, taken down hard. So they lost 10 yards on the gamble.
And you could never tell. Nix could have run it back for a touchdown, but I like the short yardage of the 35-yard line.
I do too.
Let's see what Austin Nipp's got in his bag of tricks for this particular drive.
And it is Nip in the shotgun.
And it's Nathan Kaiser behind him, number 1.
We got a
looks
Austin
to be
Kaiser. That was a Nathan Kaiser.
It's Nathan Kaiser.
Reverse.
He's losing it. Oh, he's got to get around somewhere.
Flag in the backfield.
That's got to be for a hold for a play that lasts that long. But he looks like he's breaking out. Oh. All of that, and he may have gained half a yard. So a 45-yard run and gains a half a yard.
Yeah, that's okay.
And it looks like it might come back for more than that. Legal block in the back, it looks like. So it's going to come back. And we'll do that all over again.
We'll see what the penalty is. It's a spot foul. It's 10 yards from the spot. And there was some action in the backfield there, so we may take them back significantly. They're all the way back to the 10-yard line. That's a huge penalty.
Yeah, it is. And you want to see a running back try really hard, but sometimes you're just got to cut it up and get what little you can get out of the play.
Nip in the shotgun, back to pass. He's looking long and left.
Somebody open.
He just underthrew, never got that ball out there. That'll bring up 2nd and 26 from the 10-yard line. I can't stress enough how big that penalty is.
And again, they're high school kids, you got to, but at some level they have to start to realize they can't run around in the backfield for very long. They just need to head up and make the loss as little as you can. So sometimes you lose yardage in the backfield. Sometimes you get a penalty in the backfield. It's very rare do you get all the way out to the outside and make a gain after you start going backwards.
We've got trips right and a lone receiver left. Yep. Throws a little screen pass left, and that's snuffed out. Good defense there.
And that would be Kamara Myers again.
Yep. Number 20 or number 32 in the play, and number 23 in there as well.
That would be Javier Akaya, and he's going to be he's on the other side of the field, and he made a lot of tackles last week versus Clay County. Back to, in and out of his hands.
Oh.
And a little pushing and shoving.
Well, this is
I'll tell you what.
3rd and 29 now.
88 got thrown to the ground there after the ball had come through his hands, and he felt that was a little bit of a late hit, and he might have had a point, but you can't get up and shove the other player. You just can't do it. You know you're going to be the one who's going to get caught.
Yeah, the second guy in, always.
And that's a dead ball foul, so.
Yeah, the referees just can't. They're not going to miss that.
No. You know, they let it go a little bit.
That's going to be 3rd and 30. 2:54 to go here in the first quarter. The Grant County Braves facing a 3rd and 30 from the shadow of their own goalpost.
That's what I thought. It was 4th down and 30.
And they're going to punt. Thank you. My bad. Tristan Franklin back to punt.
Back deep to return for the Colonels, number 1, Bryce Roy.
He's standing back at his 35-yard line, so.
Bryce Roy is back deep. Colonels are going to bring everyone, I believe. Timeout. Grant County takes a timeout, and we'll take a timeout with them here. With 2:54 to go here in the first quarter, Grant 7, Bourbon 7 here on CentralKYSports.com. Welcome back on CentralKYSports.com. Bourbon County 7, Grant County 7. Grant County facing a 4th and 30 from their own 5-yard line, and they are about to punt. We'll see
Penalties.
Yep, 3 penalties. Heard them.
Looks like Bourbon County bought the house,
kick.
and it's going to be right up the middle of the field.
And it's going to be down at the 24-yard line.
Tell you what, those penalties for Grant County really set them back a long way.
Right, Roy ran up toward the ball. Bryce Roy ran toward the ball, and they acted like he was going to try to catch it.
When the ball's only going to go to the 25-yard line, discretion's the better part of valor in that case, don't you think?
Yeah, well.
I mean, just you're going to get the ball back fairly good anyway, so just leave it, you know.
I'm just glad he didn't catch it. Broughton in the shotgun. Myers beside him. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Back to pass is Broughton right over the middle.
Oh, he had his man.
He had Roy open. Not wide open, but open.
He had him. He a little bit too high and a little bit too hard.
It'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 25. The Colonels have, they're a one-trick pony on offense right now. 5 linemen, a back, a man in shotgun, and he gives left. No, he keeps it up the middle is Broughton. And we'll give him 5 yards down to the 20-yard line. 3rd and 5. Broughton's a sophomore, 6 feet, 176 pounds.
A sophomore, 6 feet, 7. Wow.
Big kid.
He's a big kid, and he's a smart kid. He seems to be really taken to this quarterback position. He knows when to throw the ball and when to kind of keep it and when to pitch it.
Yep, and they are offsides. Offsides defense.
And it's going to be a busy night for the refs' wives tonight.
Yeah, I think we've had about 8 penalties in less than a quarter of play. But that'll bring up 3rd and about 1 here for the Colonels. 1:53 to go here in the opening quarter. on CentralKYSports.com.
You know, it's a 7-7 game, but it feels to me like Bourbon County's been in control of this game the entire
Up
way.
the middle. Ball on the ground. Myers.
And mistakes like that is what kills you.
Myers fumbled that one. I think he just got hit with a helmet right on the ball. And it
Yep,
popped
that's
out.
exactly what happens. Looks like number 5 on Grant County just popped right into the football. And there was no holding on to it for him. And they piled on. And
Yep.
it's an easy mistake to make, and it's a hard hit to take.
Big turnover. Grant had really made mistakes to get themselves in a hole. 4th and 30 from the 5. And then Bourbon turns it back over to them in 2 plays. 7-7, a minute 37 to go here in the opening quarter on CentralKYSports.com. Back to pass. Rolling left, looking, nothing. And almost.
And a face mask. Oh, you hate to see that.
Oh.
You really hate to see that because that was going to be a really good play for the defensive side.
Austin Nip with nowhere to go. Scrambling around to his left. Number 24 out there right on top of him and just got face masked. Didn't even mean to. Ethan French, senior middle linebacker, 5'10", 175. That'll give Grant County a first down. Huge play. Or is it? It may not be. Yeah, first down. There we go. Will be 1st and 6. Bourbon County with 4 down linemen, 3 backers, and a safety, and the corners are singled up.
Oh, you hate to see that. That was a spur-of-the-moment play. Just trying to grab onto anything.
Up the middle, and he's gone.
And he's got a lot of room.
Nice tackle, though. Nathan Kaiser just right up the middle. Yeah. All right. Austin Nip in the shotgun. Handoff. Not much doing there. That's the number 1, Nathan Kaiser.
Tell you what, Kaiser would have been in the end zone if it hadn't been for the tackle the last minute by Braden Frederick. So good tackle by that young man in space in the open middle of the field, saved him a touchdown. Now they got 2nd down and 9.
2nd and 9 here. This will be the last play of the first quarter. Swing pass. Good block. Runs right into the linebacker. Pass was to Ingalls. Tackled by number 33, Cody Kirk. And that'll bring it into the first quarter. Bourbon County 7, Grant County 7 here on CentralKYSports.com. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, tie game in the first quarter. Lots of mistakes on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, especially for Grant County. They seem to have really shot themselves in the foot a couple of times on the last possession, but they made up for it on defense, and now they're back to midfield with their offensive team and look like they're driving. And, it feels like Bourbon County has had a really good game, but the scoreboard doesn't show it because Grant County's had a couple of exceptional plays on their side.
They've had more of the ball for sure. A fumbled snap, but it recovered, and Austin Nip gets it up to about the 49-yard line of the Colonels. Nope, right at midfield. The ball's on the midfield stripe.
That makes it easy for us.
4th and 5. According to the scoreboard, anyway. 4th and 5 here at midfield. 11 and a half minutes to go here in the second quarter. Bourbon 7, Grant 7 on CentralKYSports.com. High snap again and swallowed. Absolutely swallowed by number 54. That is
Sherman Myers.
Yeah, Shamar Myers. And
yes, sorry. He was through
play
there like a shot, but it was a high snap, and that's when you're talking about a shotgun offense, the center has to be really good at getting the snap back. Otherwise, you're leaving your quarterback open and letting somebody really tackle him in the rib cage, and that's just not a good way to keep your quarterback in the game. So they're going to have to adjust there a little bit. And again, it's only the second game of the season, so we may be talking about a little bit of nerves here.
Myers is out of the game. Broughton still in there at quarterback. Got man in motion coming in front of the quarterback. A little wildcat there in their pitch back to the right. Little running room. It's about 4. That's number 23, Sydney. That'll bring up second down and about 7. A little under 11 minutes here in the second quarter. Broughton in the shotgun. Back to pass, looking over the middle, and no one home.
I'll tell you what, he threw into 2 receivers and 3 or 4 defensive backs there, so don't know if I like that. Looks like we got a little laundry on the field, or the refs are talking about something.
Yeah, the public address announcer says there's a flag on the field, and that's a penalty against Bourbon County.
And it looks like an illegal receiver down the field. So, and that's an awful easy thing to do for the, a lot of times the offensive line won't know whether it's a run or a pass, and they're told to count to a certain amount of time and then go downfield, and all of a sudden if it's a slow developing play, they can end up too far downfield. Backs them up 5 yards, and they should be able to get that back. Second down and 12 from the 46.
Broughton back at quarterback in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 2 left. He's back to pass, looking, screen pass. Underneath, Myers.
Did you see that one-handed grab? He just reached out, grabbed the ball, and kept going. It's probably not the way the coaches want to see it, but it worked really well.
We'll pick up 11 there.
Reaches back and snaps that ball up.
Yeah.
And gets them 3rd and 4 instead of 3rd and a mile. So
3rd and manageable here, 3rd and 4. 10-11 to go here in the second quarter. Broughton hands Myers, and he runs over a linebacker and is brought down. That'll be first down, Colonels. First and 10, looks like from about the 34-yard line. Oh, the 32-yard line. First and 10, and Bourbon back knocking on the door here, flip the field. This has been a really good drive for them.
And it's featured, 1 player so far.
And He's across the 30 to about the 28. Be a gain of 4.
Tell you what, Bourbon County seems to have some hosses on that offensive line. Those are some big guys for a high school team, and you're kind of surprised to see somebody that large in high school, or at least I am.
They didn't make them like that when I was here.
No, they didn't make them like that when I was young. That's for sure.
2nd and 7. Ball on the 29. Bourbon County, Grant County tied here. Second quarter on CentralKYSports.com. Man in motion. Broughton looking left and coming up short. Flag on the play, though.
Well, I guess the refs don't want them to get away with too much tonight.
No, that was intended for Kagan Heflin, who is a backup quarterback. Ball just never got there.
I think that he might.
They pick up the flag?
No, they did not.
No, they called it. It's something against Bourbon. I didn't see what the call was. And they're backing them up. This is another penalty that's really killing the Colonels.
It is. And it looks like it was a block in the back or an illegal procedure. Can't really tell. But it was a slow developing play on the outside.
And it looks like
you had a lot of bodies out there bumping into each other, so.
Looks like a hold. Either way, it's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Colonels. Play is stopped. The referee kind of working something out. Couldn't tell what they were saying. Bourbon has the ball on the 40-yard line. Looks like about 3rd and 18. Nope. Now they're bringing. I'm not sure what they're doing here. They called a penalty.
They called a penalty. They walked them back.
It. Okay, thank you. Penalty was declined.
4th down and 7. That makes perfect sense. So
Bourbon County is going to go for it here.
Confused me, that's for sure. So
I didn't look at the sideline. 4th and 7 from the 29. Looks like they're trying to draw them off sides. Well, they'll run the play. Broughton back over the middle, and that is caught. No
interception.
I thought the Colonel's player come down with the ball, but he hadn't.
And I thought it was an interception. He threw right into double coverage there.
Yeah, that was not a good choice there.
And
pass was intended for Braden Frederick, 5'9", 150
Yeah, he threw right into double coverage there and just was lucky he didn't have it picked off. But again, in that situation, you're inside your own 30-yard line. Do you go for it or do you kick it? Just
looks like the ball wasn't caught. It was broken up. It looked like an interception to me.
Yeah, did to me too. But
the ball was about the 29, so it wasn't caught. 1st and 10 for the Braves, 29. Handoff right. And he didn't get the corner, almost. Gain of about 4. That's number 1, Nathan Kaiser.
Tell you what, Kaiser's they're going to be their go-to guy tonight, it seems like.
Yeah, it was just a sweep there. We say gain of 2. Second or gain of 3, 2nd and 7. 8:45 to go here in the second quarter. Shotgun, keeper.
There he goes.
Nip is on his way to midfield and then some.
Nice tackle.
Brought down by number 23, Sidney, I believe. They're going to give Frederick a tackle. Just a fake and off to the races. It was Sidney on the tackle.
That's what I thought. Public address announcer had it wrong. So, he doesn't get that shoestring. Austin's off to the races. That's 7 points.
2 receivers right and up back. High snap. Quarterback in trouble and goes down.
I tell you what, on this drive, you can see that Austin Knipp is anticipating the snap being high.
Ethan French got credit for the sack there.
As he is jumping up almost as soon as the ball is snapped, trying to make sure that it doesn't go over his head. And I think that's throwing him a bit off of his rhythm there.
2nd and 16. Braves back behind midfield now.
And looks like we're going to get a timeout.
We'll take a timeout with them. 7-7, second quarter here on CentralKYSports.com. Welcome back. Second quarter, 7:43 to go. 7-7, Bourbon and Grant County. I'm Lanny Brannick along with CJ Kendrick here on CentralKYSports.com. We're glad to have you with us tonight. It's our first football game of the season. It's been a game of flags and backwards play.
A lot of penalties, a lot of mental mistakes, and a few mistakes that you can kind of understand. But it's been momentum killers after momentum killers for both teams.
Both teams, yeah, for sure.
Bourbon County has had the ball inside the 30 on 2 occasions and just couldn't make anything of it.
And another sack for the Colonels.
Once again, that looked more like a busted play.
That's number 33, Bradley Waters, who will get credit for that sack. Yeah, just not a good snap.
Did not look like he was in sync. He's anticipating the ball going high.
Yeah, he didn't hand it off and kept it and had nowhere to go.
Seems like they need to do just something small to settle him down and let him get back into the flow of game, because 3rd and 24, you might as well try to get a little bit, because there's not a lot of plays in your playbook for 3rd and 24.
No. Austin Knipp, their quarterback, in shotgun with Nathan Kaiser there beside him. 1 receiver left and 3 right. We've got another penalty.
The whistle the whistle is out again.
And that is on the Grant County Braves.
Delay of game.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty. 6:50 to go here.
So if you did have a play for 3rd and 24, now that's out the window, because now it's 3rd and 29.
Yeah, the play for 3rd and 24 is the exact same as the one for 3rd and 29.
Yeah, I think so.
So we'll see what they can do here. This is a good chance for the Colonels here to really get some decent field position. I don't think the punter for Grant County is all that great, and from what we've seen from so far, not so good. And rolling right, and looking, coming back left.
He's got 1 man to beat, and fumble.
And he gets back on
top of
the ball.
That was lucky for him. He got right back on the football, and looks like there's a little extracurricular going on down there, but the refs have got him separated.
Ethan French caused the fumble.
They're tangled up with each other, and a little pushing and shoving, but the refs were right on top of it. So
he almost got back to the ball, but Knipp was able to fall on it, and that'll bring up 4th and a mile. 4th and 31. 6:13 to go here in the second quarter. Bourbon and Grant tied at 7 on CentralKYSports.com.
And we'll see if Bourbon County brings the house this time like they did last time. They really didn't give the punter much of a chance to kick the ball. And he was standing in his own end zone. So let's see.
They were in block mode, and they pulled back to something a little safer. Fumble, snap, ball on the ground.
He's hit.
And down he goes. Myers on the tackle there. Kamar Myers cleaned that one up. And the Bourbon County Colonels will take over on about the 12-yard line. No,
17.
17-yard line.
And that just looked like a bad handle there. The snap looked okay coming back to him, but it looked like he got one hand in front of the other flat and knocked the ball out of his own hands. He was lucky he was able to recover.
Either way, Bourbon County takes over.
But there's not a lot that the punter can do once he doesn't catch the football.
No. Bourbon County takes over deep in Grant territory. 1st and 10 from the 17 with a chance to get points here and get some momentum deep in the second quarter.
Well, it's nice to start your drive inside the red zone.
Broughton with Myers, and he's hit immediately.
I think they read that one. I'm pretty sure that they had the right call up because that looked like the old Tecmo Bowl when you called the exact right defense. And all of a sudden the other team couldn't move unless you had Barry Sanders. You know how that went. But
Myers he looked right, and then he went back left, and no one was fooled. 2nd and 14 here on the 21-yard line. Clock running, 5:10 to go here in the first quarter. Bourbon County and Grant County tied.
They're going backwards. So let's see if they can reverse that trend here.
Broughton hands off to Myers looking right. He's got a little bit of room and up to about the 15-yard line to get some of it back.
And, that's not only a good play to get a few extra yards back, but that's also a good play to settle your team down a little bit.
Brings up 3rd and about 8. Scoreboard says 3rd and 9.
That's about right.
They can get a first down here without scoring a touchdown.
It looks like the first down is at about the 3.5-yard line. Or, I'm sorry, the 7-yard line.
Broughton in the shotgun. 2 receivers right and up back. He's back to pass. Into traffic and incomplete.
Boy, that was dangerous. Tipped right up in the air. You never know where that's going to. That's a quarterback's worst nightmare right there.
Broughton has a little Favre in him. He thinks he sees a window and he tries to fit the ball in there.
And he's been throwing into coverage all night, and that's just not going to work against this Grant County team when you've got three defensive backs covering 2 guys out there. Odds are against you.
4th and 9 here, and it looks like the Colonels are going to go for it. I don't see a kicker out. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Myers in the backfield with Broughton in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking over the middle.
And broken up by number 6. Kalen Nix.
Ball's intended for number 1, Bryce Roy, 5'8", 140-pound senior.
And that was a good play by number 6. I believe that's Kalen Nix for Grant County. Perfect position for him. The ball was thrown just a little bit behind the receiver, allowed him to catch up and get his body in between him and the receiver. And that's all he needed to do. So,
just a solid defensive play. Grant County will take over 1st and 10 on its own 16 with 4 minutes 11 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
We'll see if they can get it out of their own half of the field this time, and maybe give themselves some good field position.
The Colonels have had some success defensively with Grant County backing itself up with penalties. And Grant County...
And looks like we get another delay of game.
Flag on that, it's going to be a timeout.
Timeout call on the field. Timeout, Grant County.
Timeout, Grant County, and we'll take a break with them right here on CentralKYSports.com. Welcome back to Paris, Kentucky, home of the Bourbon County Colonels. The Grant County Braves and the Bourbon County Colonels tied at 7. First and 10 for Grant County on their own 16-yard line. And Austin Nip with a keeper. Not much there.
It looked like he just ran straight into the middle of the biggest guy on Bourbon County's team. That's number 69. And a loss of 2 on the play. It's
second 10.
Looks like they're just kind of, they get in this situation, they get a little bit of out of sorts.
Yeah, the quarterback is constantly dealing with bad snaps. Handoff.
And not going anywhere.
Handoff to Nathan Kaiser. No room. Timeout on the field. And we want to talk about our sponsor, Nick Pope Insurance. Nick is a progressive agent here in Paris, Kentucky.
So he's the flow for Paris.
He's the
Don't call Flo. Call Nick Pope.
You can reach Nick at 859-987-9200. Or you can go see him at 809 High Street here in Paris, Kentucky, not too far from the YMCA. Nick offers everything you could possibly want to cover for insurance. Cars and dirt bikes, segways, boats, snowmobiles, don't have a lot of those here. ATVs, golf carts, you name it, he'll cover it. Nick Pope Insurance, a progressive agent here in Paris, Kentucky.
I wonder if he has a policy for the refs and their laundry tonight. I mean, there's been an awful lot of that out there tonight. But
you can reach Nick at 859-987-9200. Grant County, third and a mile, inside the shadow of their own goalpost again.
Well, the good news for Grant County is they've seen this before, and it's not 3rd and 40. It's only 3rd and 16, so maybe they do have a play in their playbook for this one.
Nip
pulls out.
Throws left. He's got a man and brought down quickly by a host of Colonels for a short gain. Ball was complete to number 23.
Now the question is, do you want to attempt a punt here? I mean,
Bourbon County takes a timeout here, preserving clock. 3:05 to go here in the second quarter. We'll stay here. CJ, it's a chance for the Colonels to get the ball in good field position. I don't think they trust that Grant County can execute a punt.
Well, they haven't shown that they can yet. They've had a really not a very good punt out of the end zone and only went about 25 yards. And the last punt was only
about 10 or 12 yards maybe?
No, the last punt was the mishandle.
Oh, that's right.
So they haven't yet seen Grant County punt the football successfully is what I'm trying to get out here. And I don't know if I'm Grant County. I know it's 4th and 10, but 4th and 10 is better than handing them the football back.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do if you can't execute a punt and you're looking at your own goalpost?
And, I could be completely wrong. This kid can come out and punt it down to the 40-yard line, but, do you want to take that chance? And they're going to have to because you really don't have a lot of plays for 4th and 10 either.
Nope.
So
and here we go.
This should be exciting.
Bourbon's going to bring all but 2. Snap is back, and it's good. A little short kick, end over end, and rolling Grant County's way right to the 50-yard line.
And, that's exactly what Grant County needed. I know they only made it to the 50-yard line, but it takes the pressure off their defense quite a bit. And it gives the kicker a little confidence that he can get the ball out. So I'm happy to see that just for the kicker's state of mind because, Bourbon County has brought the house on him 3 times in a row, and he's gotten it off twice. And the other time was a bad snap, bad handle, So we'll see how it works out for Bourbon County here. Let's see if they can get going here.
Broughton back to pass in the shotgun. Got a man
wide open.
Makes a one-person miss and then brought down for a gain of about 8 yards. That's number 13, Kagan Heflin, on the catch, wide open there.
Looks like he got about 9 yards, too, so if they can do that a few times, they'll be right down inside the red zone again.
Broughton quick to the line here. He's in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 right.
They got to go quick.
Back to pass. Going long down the left-hand side. He's got a man well covered.
Oh, and yeah,
that's pass interference.
Yeah, the receiver never had a chance to get to the football because the defensive player never turned his head and ran straight into him. So that's an easy call for the referee.
Bryce Roy was the receiver that was targeted there.
And while I'm at it, I've been giving the refs a lot of grief tonight. A lot of flags on the field, a lot of dirty laundry. But I got to say, everything that they've called a good game.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a sloppy.
It's just been a little bit sloppy from both sides of this game, and you wonder if it's not just a little bit of jitters. It's the first away game for Grant County, and truly the first home game for Bourbon County because they played last week in the Lincoln County Death Valley Bowl, so they were down there in Lincoln County.
It brings up 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line.
And more importantly than that, it stops the clock at 2:23.
That's right.
So they've got plenty of time now to run whatever offense they want to run.
Broughton back to pass. Looking right, and the helmet came off.
And you got to like a little bit of sportsmanship there. He catches the guy. He could have laid him out a little bit, but he holds him up, makes sure he doesn't lay him out, and gives him a little pat on the back,
Roy has to come out of the game, though, because his helmet did come off. No fault of his own, just a clean stop there on an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 here, 2:19 to go in the first half. Bourbon and Grant tied at 7 here on CentralKYSports.com. Glad to have you along with us. Broughton in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looks right. Throwing right. Man open, overthrew it.
Just over his fingertips. Oh, if he just had another half step, that would have been a touchdown.
Kagan Heflin has got to be kicking himself. He just right there.
Off his fingertips.
It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
And any receiver worth his salt is, if I can get my fingertips on it, I can catch the football. Now, that's not true, but he's got to be feeling bad about that one. That was a beautiful pass, just about a half step too far.
Just overthrown. Broughton getting the play in. He's got Myers in the backfield with him. Trips right, lone receiver left. Broughton back to pass, looking over the middle, and
nice play.
Just broken up. Number 15 broke it up, Chris Hall. Heflin was targeted, and now 4th down. I don't think there's any question what the Colonels are doing here.
Oh, no, they're going to go for it here. There's no reason for them to even try a field goal from here. But that was a really great play from, I believe it was Caden Long, if I'm not mistaken, number 15 on Grant County.
I have Miss Chris Hall. We have different numbers on different rosters. It's kind of tough to keep up.
Well, I'll try to look up his name here and make sure that I get it right, but that was a heck of a play. He was behind a little bit, looked like he was beat, and he came back in and got his hand in front of the ball and
Roy in
made
motion.
A play.
Broughton back to pass, looking right, throwing. Little push-off, but a touchdown. Touchdown, Colonels. Broughton to number 13, Kagan Heflin, who missed that one just a minute ago. 5'11" sophomore, 150 pounds, comes down with a touchdown here. 2:03 to go in the first half. Bourbon County, a 13-7 lead.
And that was a beautiful. That was reminded me of my days of watching Michael Irvin play because just a little bit of that, just a little bit of that shiver. Not enough to get him a flag, but enough of that shiver just to get the defensive back off, and he made that catch. And again with the offset, then they line back up.
Our producer tells us that's called what? The cornfield spread.
Well, I call it kind of silly, but it works for me.
PAT is no good.
Looked like somebody got a hand on it.
It was a bad snap.
But, if it works, and that's what you want to play, and the advantage is, of course, if you're the opposing coach, you have to coach against it. Yep. You have to bring your team over, and everybody has to reset, and maybe it gets you a half of a step. At this level, I don't think it does you very much good, but, you know, it's a coaching decision. He likes to do it. If it works for them, so be it. It just looks awfully funny, and I kind of enjoy it looking funny, to be honest with you.
Parker Atwood with the missed point after. 13-7 Bourbon County here. 2:03 to go in the first half. And the Colonels will kick off here.
They took very little time off the clock with that because they were throwing the ball.
Yeah, 4 consecutive throws.
Yeah, downfield, downfield, downfield. They weren't even looking to run the football.
Bryce. Oh. So Bourbon County will kick off here. 2 minutes to go. Good kick. He was
He's down.
Yep. Ready to run it back out, but had a knee on the ground, Tristan Hess.
Yeah, Kalen Nix tried to come up and make the shoestring catch and just got his knee down right at the last second. And just that, you got to feel for the kid because he was really trying to get up there and make a run for his team, and he just had that knee down just as he caught the football.
Kalen Nix. Even seniors make mistakes. All right, CJ. Well, Bourbon County with a chance to get to the locker room with a 6-point lead.
I think they would love to go to the locker room with a 6-point lead, and I think Austin Knipp is really going to try to not let that happen. But we'll see if Bourbon County can stop Austin and this Grant County Braves offense here. They've got them pinned back at the 15 already.
Kaiser, handoff. Nope. Knipp with a keeper.
It looked like a handoff to me, but if it had been a handoff, it would have been stopped in the backfield. So
Kaiser was tackled. He didn't have the ball.
That was a very effective block on somebody's part.
Knipp kept it for a gain of 3. We're kind of chuckling because we were watching a guy with no ball get tackled.
Very, very hard, too. So, you know.
Great.
That was an effective – he threw an effective block. How's that? He was blocking that defensive player there and doing a very good job of it.
Grant County just content to let the clock run here with 1:19. They're not in any hurry to take a –
looks like the coaches just kind of tell them to slow it down and let it – looks like they're content to go in only 6 points down.
And
a delay of game.
Yeah, delay of game.
And now the coach for Grant County is jumping up and down because he wanted the
clock to run. Not now with a penalty, the clock stops.
Okay, kids, I want you to slow down, but not so slow that you get a delay of game.
So a 5-yard penalty.
You know,
Grant's just trying to get to the half too. They've spent so much time with inside their 15-yard line. I think they're kind of gun shy at this point.
Well, we know one thing: they don't want to punt from here.
Nope. Knipp on a keeper, and he gets up to about the 17-yard line. Stays in bounds, and the clock continues to run. We're at 57 seconds here. 13-7, Bourbon County over Grant County here on a beautiful night for football on CentralKYSports.com. Grant will probably run one more play on 3rd and 6.
Or they'll get another delay of game and have to run another play. So
well, let's see what happens here. They're going to take the clock down to within 4 or 5 seconds and then run their play and hope that time expires. Neither team with a timeout to spend, so nothing the Colonels can do here.
And there's not a lot. There's not a lot for Grant County to accomplish here. So,
and that will do it. That'll end the first half. Bourbon County 13, Grant County 7. Here on CentralKYSports.com. We will take a break, and coming up, we'll have a halftime show by the Bourbon County Band. And we will see you for the second half in just a bit on Central.
Carlos Hayes, give it up for your Carolines. Good job, ladies. Way to go.
Welcome back to Paris, Kentucky, where the Bourbon County Colonels lead the Grant County Braves 13-7. I'm Lanny Brannick along with CJ Kendrick. CJ, it was a really hard half of football to watch. There were so many flags.
You know, I keep saying it's the second game of the year. These are young people. You know, this isn't to college or far from a professional setting. So you got to give them a little bit of nerves. A little bit of, for Grant County, they're coming off of a signature win over Owen County after Owen County beat them last year and blanked them on the scoreboard. So it was a really emotional game for them to be able to come out and beat Owen County last week. And this is really the first home game for Bourbon County. So we've seen a lot of mistakes. Grant County has had a lot of problems with high snaps. They can't get the ball out of their own 30, past Bourbon County's 30.
They've been on the 15 or worse at least 4 times.
And, the 3 times that they punted, each time has been an adventure. So that's one word you don't want to have if you're a kicker is it's an adventure.
Yeah, the special teams have really struggled for Grant County. Penalties have really set them back. Bourbon County had a couple of chances to really take a stranglehold of this game and didn't.
And they've had a fumble, and then they had a couple times where they just could not. Grant County kind of got their backs up and stopped them. But again, that has led to Grant County being inside of Bourbon County's 20, and 20 and 30-yard line. So. And led to a couple of really short kicks and a missed handle on the snap.
Right.
So you got to feel for that young man. I'm happy the last kick he got off because that maybe he'll settle down a little bit. It was a decent kick. Got him back out to the 50-yard line. So
Jacob Broughton has looked good at times.
And you say he's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore, but he's also been willing to throw into traffic that I wouldn't be willing to run through.
He seems like a little bit of a gunslinger. He's got that take it way back to what was his name, Tony George or Brett Favre or those kind of guys who, hey, I can fit the ball in anywhere. And he's throwing into 2 and 3 deep or 2 and 3 defensive backs covering. So it's when you're throwing into two-man coverage or 3-man coverage, it's just not usually going to end up for you well. And there's been at least one time when the ball should have been picked off. We both thought it was.
Yeah.
And ended up being incomplete. And then there was a couple of tips that one went up in the air, the nightmare scenario for every quarterback, balls tipped straight up in the air. It's one thing if I throw an interception, if I throw it to the wrong guy or the guy makes a play. It's another thing if the ball just goes straight up in the air and it's anybody's game at that point. It's been an adventure for him. And, again, that's not a word you want to use.
No.
But he seems to be a smart quarterback on the running plays. He's made a couple senior moves out there with getting Grant County to jump off sides. He seems to hold the ball and pitch when he needs to. And he's got an arm. He certainly does have an arm that's effective, and he can see an open receiver. He's missed a couple of guys by a step, maybe 2 steps, maybe a half a step.
He overthrew it here in the end zone just
and then he came back to that same receiver for a touchdown.
Get the touchdown.
And again, that receiver, number 13, and his name escapes me. Of course,
Heflin.
Heflin gave that little arm, not a huge amount, but gave him a little bit of a they call that a shiver or a shudder.
But it was a push-off.
Yeah, it wasn't a push-off, but well, that's pretty much what they show in the on the game film to show refs what to call a push-off. But it worked out. If the refs don't call it,
Well, I think we are both surprised that Kamara Myers had that early fumble and really hasn't seen a lot of action.
No, and I came into this game after looking at the stats for the Clay County game. He really had a tremendous game, and he's had a tremendous number of runs here. But it seems like they've gone to Sydney quite a bit, and Sydney's a completely different runner. Kamara Meyer is
A big guy.
a big guy who really hits hard and can go down the center. He's got speed, but Sidney is more like your Barry Sanders. He's more like a really speed, more like a jitterbug out there. He can move, make people miss. Got a lot of speed out there, and it seems to have worked out for them. They just every time they get within the 30, inside their own 30-yard line, they seem to either make a mistake or throw a touchdown. So.
Yeah, they've had their opportunities, and
they don't seem like they have a. I don't know that they do or they don't, but they don't seem to have a lot of confidence in a field goal kicker because we've seen them go for it on fourth down from their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, they don't appear to have.
So they don't appear to have much of a kicking game, and that's kind of
a PAT down here too.
And they did miss a PAT, and it's kind of a weird thing for me because you see all these kids growing up in Kentucky and they're all playing soccer, so you would think that there would be more kickers out there. And that teams would put a more of a
premium on that.
Yeah, more of an emphasis on it. But it just doesn't seem to work out that way in high school football in Kentucky that we have a lot of good kickers. So,
all right, we're about to get
parents, if you're out there and your kid's playing football, teach him to be a kicker. He'll get a scholarship. That's all I'm saying.
We're about to start the second half here. Bourbon County is going to kick it away to the Grant County Braves. Bourbon 13, Grant 7.
And that was the other thing I was going to say before the kickoff here was, it seems like it's been more of a Bourbon County game.
It has been. Ball in the air, really good kick. Back to the 10 or 11-yard line, taken up, and hole in the middle, and look out.
He could. He's
got one man to beat. I don't think he's going to. Bourbon County, he got it.
Touchdown, Grant County.
I thought that the Bourbon County player there had a chance, but didn't.
He went right up through the middle, and there just was no one home to catch him.
Number 1, Nathan Kaiser, back for Grant County.
Yeah, he just went right up through the middle of the line. There was a hole there, and he just went straight through it, and that was a thing of beauty. That was exactly what you wanted if you're Grant County because you really needed to come out here and reset the tone for this football game, and that's exactly what they just did.
Line up now for the point after. Number 30, Cody Crittenden.
30, Cody Crittenden. Yeah.
Sorry, I stepped on you there. We'll see if Crittenden can put one through and give them the lead in this game.
And timeout?
I don't know. The referees are discussing something.
Well, it's a penalty on Bourbon County. It's declined, and they're going to kick it anyway.
And looks like they have called it off, and either they're going to
kick is up, and it is no good, I think.
Nope, off. Wide right. Words that every Buffalo Bills fans know.
All right, well, 13-13, and this has been a titanic struggle, as Marty Brennan would say.
Well, it's been an interesting game, that's for sure. And I don't know exactly what the referee called there. If I was back in my baseball days, I think he was telling me to bunt. But apparently at the end, it got called out, so no harm, no foul, and he pushed it wide to the right there. And that's what I was saying about kicking. Kicking is so vital, and especially in high school games, it can make such a difference to these teams. And there just doesn't seem to be a premium placed on it anywhere in the state.
I'd like to say hello to a couple of our viewers. Jason George, hello. My brother Todd Brannick, hello. Thanks for joining. Mike Long. We had a few people come in and give us a look on CentralKentuckySports.com. That's CentralKYSports.com. I'm Lanny Brannick along with CJ Kendrick here on a beautiful Saturday night for football in Paris, Kentucky. This was the second game of the doubleheader. Frankfort just absolutely stomped their opponent in the first game.
Owen County, coming off the loss last week to Grant County, just did not look like they had their heads in the game at all. It was I believe the score was 44-6, and it didn't seem that close, ladies and gentlemen, and that's kind of a hard thing to say.
Myers brings it
Great
out with
return for Bourbon County. And, you know, I think that's what they kind of need to go back to a little bit here is spread them out a little bit, get a few little dunking passes on the outside, and then get the ball to Myers and let him run it down the field because he seems to, once he touches the football, he goes somewhere positive with it.
6 foot, 190-pound senior.
I don't want to get in his way, that's for sure.
Broughton in the shotgun, 2 receivers right, 2 left. Myers in the backfield. They'll run him up the middle. He's got a little room to run. Makes a spin and still on his feet. Ran 12 yards to get 3.
I believe the entire team tackled him. Actually, I think 3/4 of the Grant County team had a shot at him.
Yep, 13-13 here in the third quarter with 11 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Colonel's 2nd and 7 on their own 41-yard line.
I'm only one that's reminded at 13-13 of the Munsters address at 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Is that just me?
You're it.
Okay.
Broughton in the shotgun, hands to Myers, running right, and he'll get about 3 yards, maybe 2 or 3 yards.
32, Myers on the carry again for Bourbon County.
And that will bring up 3rd and 4.
4 to go for the Colonels.
Important play here for Bourbon County. If they can get on the other side of the field and get some of the momentum back they lost from that opening kickoff touchdown by Grant County.
And, you know, right now that's 3rd and 4 is at least a manageable distance.
Hand off to Myers, running left with some room.
Makes a guy
and
miss.
There's a flag, and I think that's going to be a hold. Max Hill, the tackle out there, 6'4", 280 pounds, just creating a massive hole, and that's a holding on the Colonels. That's a huge penalty.
He could create a massive hole in a brick wall.
He
That's a whole lot of person coming at you.
He had definitely made the way there, but I didn't see who they were going to get for the holding. But really inopportune time for a hold for the Colonels.
And that seems to be the story of this game. On both sides of the football, you know, the teams are every time they seem to have a really good, solid play going and moving the ball and moving the chains, they get a penalty or a lapse in judgment here or there. And
3rd and 12 here. Broughton back to pass, looking over the middle and throws into traffic.
And again, he threw into double coverage there and missed his man. And I don't know if he's not looking, if that's his read and that's his progression, or if that's just.
It looks like he's just going on one read. Kagan Heflin was double covered there. He was actually open. He was missed, but just not a wise throw. Bourbon County will punt.
I think this is the first punt of the game for Bourbon County, isn't it? So we'll see if they have an adventurous punter or not.
Number 6, Caleb Nix.
Caleb Nix for the Braves.
Timeout call on the field.
There was a
referee's asking the coaches about something on the sideline, and I'm not sure what it is.
They were resetting the clock.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Kayla Nix back to receive for the Braves.
It's like they're 9:48, and there it goes.
Braden Frederick back to punt for the Colonels. Punt is away high, but short. Hits and take a Colonel bounce.
It looks like it bounced off of the foot of a Colonel at about the 43-yard line here. On its way down, it looked like it actually hit one of the guys as he was running downfield.
But they're going to mark it at the 30. 9:36 to go here in the third quarter. Bourbon County 13, Grant County 13, here on CentralKYSports.com. Want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight for our first Bourbon County football broadcast on Central Kentucky Sports. A penalty-laden game, that's all you can say. It has not been a lot of pretty football. I do expect to see a lot more of Kamar Myers in the second half. He did have a fumble in the first half. Coach John Hodge took him out, and he kind of split series. But I do expect to see more of him in the second half.
I do too, and I look for Grant County to open it up a little bit and throw a few more passes. Maybe just short passes to open up the run game. But they've got to do something to help their quarterback out here.
Austin Nip throws it right, and nice tackle.
And, they didn't get anything out of that play. As a matter of fact, they lost a couple of yards back to the 43-yard line. But I like the play call because that's something that will help settle your quarterback down. That's something that you now have to you have to play the pass instead of just teeing off on the quarterback in the run game.
Kamar Myers just beat his man. He was trying to Damian Ingles was trying to block him out there, but to no avail. That was just not going to work.
I'll tell you what, Kamar Myers looks like a kid that'll be playing on Saturdays sometime very soon. Not just tonight.
All right. Nip in the shotgun. Handoff. Nope, he keeps it, and he loses another couple of yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 15.
Resulting in a loss of 2 more on the play.
And this seems to be the story for Grant County. They've had a few big plays that have moved the ball down the field, but otherwise they keep going backwards on offense.
They have a pistol pointed at their toes. 3rd and 15. 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Ball on the Braves 40. Austin Nip in the shotgun. Back to pass. He's looking, throws over the middle, and no one there.
No, it looks like his receiver fell down in the middle of the field there. Looks like he's going back to his running back.
He was pressured, but not anybody in his face directly. I think he was just rushed more than anything.
Yeah.
So that brings up 4th and 15, and the Braves are on their side of the field. Looks like the punting unit is going to come out.
Well, this should be exciting.
As we have mentioned tonight, as we have seen in this game.
Again, I'm just rooting for the kid to get a good punt off because he's had enough problems tonight. He's got the entire Bourbon County, and to him it must seem like the entire population of Bourbon County is coming after him.
We don't root against high school children, but we'll see.
And he gets it off, almost blocked, and that's a good
nice
punt.
Kick, sending the receiver back, and he's taken down at the 25-yard line.
And it seems like the punter for Grant County is finally kind of getting into his rhythm a little bit. That was a nice kick. Good coverage from the Grant County team. So
Bryce Roy not really anywhere to go there.
No. And even with that, there was a guy in the backfield.
He had to run backwards to catch it, which we weren't expecting. The Colonels are definitely not believing the abilities of the Grant County punt team, that's for sure. One receiver left, 3 right.
Broughton, they do like to spread the field, don't they?
Broughton in the shotgun. Fake handoff, screen pass, and brought down. That'll be a loss of 4.
No, incomplete.
Incomplete, I'm sorry.
Incomplete.
I thought he had his hands on it. I know you can't see this, folks, but we're looking through a chain link fence. It's about 2 feet in front of our face up here in the top of the press box. So we've stood up and we've sat down. Not that matters to you, but it's kind of tough to call a game through a fence. 2nd down and 10 on the 25.
I've watched a lot of games through the fences, but,
Trips right. Broughton back to pass. Throws over the middle. Got a man and dropped it.
And he's crushed, man. He knew he had it in front of him.
Bryce.
He had the entire field. Right. He had a touchdown right
Bryce
there.
Roy was seeing green and didn't hang on to the ball. That's a tough break. This 5'8" senior. And he just
looks like he tried to run with the ball before he quite secured it into his body.
Head and hands. 3rd and 10.
That's just, you feel for these kids because, just a little mistake.
Run the same play.
It worked last time.
Broughton back to pass, looking over the middle, pressured, and he's going to be sacked.
Wow. Number 66 for
Grant County just is a large human being.
Yes, he is. He can make
Coleman
2.
Gillespie, he's a defensive end, senior 6'2", 270.
He can make 2 good human beings.
Colonel's,
They do not lack for size
no, Colonel's
on either side of the football.
just going backwards on this possession. And that's, I think it's been frustrating. And on to punt for the Colonels. We'll get a number in a second. Braden Frederick. High kick, really nice kick, not particularly long. Takes a Colonel bounce and it goes over the 50 to the 47-yard line. A really good kick.
About a 40-yard kick total. Not too bad. And more laundry on the field. We'll see what this is, and it's
looks like it's going to be against Grant County. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Bourbon County, and it's first down. I didn't see what happened, did you?
No, I did not see that. I was watching it must have happened behind the play. And the referees are discussing what all went on there. Either that or they're ordering dinner for later. Not quite sure which.
I don't think they're going to eat in Paris. Paris has good restaurants. They're just closed. Late start for us, 8:45 start. And calls on sportsmanlike, and it's going to be first down for the Braves on the Colonel side of the field.
And again, it's those mental errors that are costing both teams tonight, and that gives Grant County the ball.
Yeah, it's a huge penalty. They're going to march them all the way from the 47 down to the 27, a 30-yard penalty.
Wow. That's well, I don't know what happened there, but I'm sorry that I missed it.
I didn't see it either. Something happened behind the play.
Wow. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah.
So Austin Nip
hands off to Nathan Kaiser. Running
like
right.
Kaiser's got the end. Easy first down for Kaiser. We'll see what this Grant County Braves team can do inside the red zone for one of the few times they've been there tonight.
Braves had trips right and just ran behind it, let the receivers do the blocking. And Kaiser had all day to run. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 15. Braves knocking on the door here. Handoff, nope, keeper, and throws it left. Caught in the flat.
Makes a little move, gets out to about the 12-yard line.
Nip's pass is complete.
Nip threw it to Damian Ingalls, senior running back, 5'10", 195.
And he made a nifty move out on the end to get free and make a few yards out of that. He got a good 4 yards out. So,
thanks for joining us, Jeremy Havens. Oh, Nip, crush, gets it off.
Well, that was a case where Bourbon County had the quarterback covered and the receiver covered the second the ball got there. So he's lucky he got the ball off to begin with to save the sack, but didn't get anything on the reception either. So
brings up 3rd and 10, 5:48 to go here in the third quarter. 13-13. Grant County and Bourbon County tied here on CentralKYSports.com. Nip in the shotgun. Hands it off to Kaiser, and he's brought down.
Nice play.
Might have got a couple back to the original line of scrimmage of the 15-yard line. And that's going to bring up 4th and 11.
Tackle for loss.
Got to the 16-yard line. 4th and 11, and we don't think they can execute a field goal here, so.
Probably not, so they'll probably go for it here, and going for it here really doesn't hurt you at all, because if you do give the ball back, you can flip the field on them.
Nip in the shotgun, Kaiser to his left, 3 receivers left, looking left, rolls, throws to the end zone, out of bounds.
That was a beautiful play, beautiful catch, just a little bit too far outside.
And nice to see the Colonel defensive back helping up the receiver. They may call that for pushing him out of bounds, but it was just a continuation of the play.
No, it looks like they had an ineligible receiver downfield, and they're going to pick it up. Or they're going to decline the penalty. So, again, when you get a play like that, your offensive line takes that long to develop, and your offensive line is taught to count to a certain number and run downfield and hit some guys downfield and give your quarterbacks some room to run. And unfortunately, they got a little too far downfield. And but no harm, no foul.
Nope. 4:49 to go here in the third. A tie game on CentralKentuckySports.com. Bourbon County takes over deep in their own territory. Broughton in the shotgun. Hands to Myers, and he's got running room. Breaks a tackle, back toward the middle of the field, still on his feet. Gets a block and gets up to the 45-yard line. First down.
Yeah, and they missed the face mask on that one, but it didn't really seem to matter, and I don't think he really pulled the helmet down. It was just had his hand on the face mask. And Myers just would not be stopped.
Gain of 28 for Myers there.
He just rushed through a couple people, and
Broughton keeps it running right and into a wall of tacklers.
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly the way they drew it up, but
brought down for a loss of 4 yards.
And again, we're seeing the same thing. You see a big play from both sides. You see a big play, and then you see them go back a couple of yards. And then, what we'd like to see is them go forward a few yards after this,
2nd and 12 on the 42.
Doesn't look like either team can get any momentum out of big plays.
2 receivers right, 2 left. Hands it off. Immediately met and makes maybe a foot or 2.
Yeah, that's about it. They were right up the middle, and, the Grant County team, you had 4 guys from Grant County bust through the line, and he got by one of them but couldn't get by all 3, so.
3:33 to go here in the third quarter, tie game.
And we're again in a long third and long situation, 3rd down and 12 for Bourbon County.
Broughton audibling, changing the play here at the line. Everybody seems to be on the same page. He's back to pass. Looking right.
He's got
a man. Caught at the 22-yard line by number 23, Jalen Sidney. 13?
13.
Oh, okay. Kagan Heflin, 5'11", 150-pound sophomore.
And he's the one who, at the end of the first half, he had the one that just went off his fingertips and then came back and caught the touchdown. And that looked like the exact same play. It was right out to the same side, and he got a couple steps.
And up the middle to Myers. He's got a man beat. Get to the pylon, touchdown.
Right into the corner.
Well, CJ, we thought we'd see more of Myers, and we saw a lot more of Myers in this drive.
We saw plenty of Myers, and unfortunately for the Grant County Braves, they saw a little too much of Kamara Myers there.
He had runs of 28 yards and run of almost 27 there.
Yeah, and he just seems to have the ability to make at least one guy miss, if not 2. And he's got that quick burst of speed that allows him to get out into open space. And once he's out into open space, it's anybody's guess as to whether or not somebody can bring him down. And
that's 19.
We go with the point after again, and the what was it called? The cornfield shift.
Cornfield spread.
Cornfield spread.
19-13.
And then they come back into the regular. So
Bourbon County On for the PAT. It is up and good. Colonels take a 1-touchdown lead, 20-13, with 2:43 to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Parker Atwood with the successful point after attempt.
Colonels 20, Braves 13 as they score here in the third quarter. Kickoff is fumbled. Ball is almost in the end zone. Picked up and brought down.
No, he's still on his feet out to the 7-8 yard line. The ball comes loose, but it's blown dead. Yeah, it looked like they had him right on the end line there, and he squirted back out to the 7 or 8 yard line there.
Nathan Kaiser on the return.
I want to give a big shout out to Kagan Heflin. You know, the kid who he's had 2 huge receptions for this Bourbon County team. And we saw Bourbon County come out. They got up to the 50-yard line on a really nice run by Kamara Myers. And then they did what Grant County and Bourbon County have looked to do all night. They started backing up slowly, and they ended up in 3rd and 12. And you had that really nice catch by Heflin out to the 30-yard line, and then they just saddled up. Their big horse and rode that into the end zone. Because Kamara Myers, he's speedy. He's speedy. He's a load, and he has the ability to make somebody miss, and that's a rare combination in a running back. Somebody who's got that kind of burst of speed and has enough physicality to run through the line. That you don't see that a lot in high school sports.
Colonels have a player down. That's why you're looking at us right now. The staff is out there, and they picked him back up, and he seems to be walking off. He's under his own power. It's not real fast right now. That's Braden Frederick. That's their punter and their wide receiver, 5'9", 150-pound sophomore.
Just has not been a great game for punters today.
No.
But looks like he's all right. He's got a little bit of a limp coming off, but I think he'll be okay. They're tough kids up here. They'll play.
So Bourbon finally doing what we thought they may be able to do the whole game, which was dominate on the run.
Yeah, you got to, saddle up your horse and ride him into the end zone, and that's exactly what they did on that last play. They put the ball in the hands of the Kamara Myers, and again they had Broughton had a great pass to Heflin there when they looked like they were going to do the thing that they've been doing all game long, which was back up after a good play. And we'll see if Grant County can come out and answer.
So Grant County in a hole here, 1st and 10 on their own 9-yard line. Austin Nip takes the snap, looks, throws over the middle.
Oh, just a little high.
That was just short of the safety.
That's one of those passes where it looks like he's throwing it way too high, but he's got to get it over those tall guys on the line, and he's trying to drop it in. His receiver was wide open, but just couldn't quite drop it into him there.
Yeah, wide open. 2nd and 10 at the 9-yard line. Colonels leading 20-13 here on a beautiful Saturday night in Paris.
I think it's really important right now for the Braves just to get the ball outside of the 40-yard line.
Nip hands off for a gain of maybe 1. Kaiser on the carry there. Brought down by a host of Colonels. Really nothing there.
No gain on the play.
That'll
And
bring
now
up
they're 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11 in the shadow of their goalposts. It's kind of been the story of their night.
We'll see if the big play can help them here, or if they can get a big play here and maybe get out past their 40-yard line for one of the few times tonight.
Nip is in the shotgun as he has been all night. Kaiser to his left. Back to pass, looking left. Got a man in the middle. Caught, and he could go. He could go. Back toward the middle. Looking around for he looked around and looked around. He knew he could not run him.
No, if that had been a big speedy receiver, maybe, but he looks like he's one of the he's almost a cross between a receiver and a tight end there. He's got a little bit of a bulk on him. So
Damian Ingles.
And you had the entire Bourbon County team trying to chase him down. You had 6 guys trying to find him at the end of the play, and but that's exactly what they needed. They needed a big play to get them out of their own end of the field, out from underneath their goalpost, and we'll see what they can do with it from here as they look like they're taking a timeout.
1st and 10 on the 41. Grant County in Colonel territory again. 1:17 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Grant County trailing Bourbon County 2013.
It's just good to see them outside of it's good to see them outside the 40-yard lines. They've been playing most of the game backed up on their own 10 or their own 20. So it's good to see them get into Bourbon County territory. And maybe they can do something with this and pull the momentum back again.
I'd like to welcome Shane Henry to our broadcast. Beautiful night here in Paris, Kentucky. This second half has been a lot less mistake prone, but still not the prettiest of football for Grant County. This is the best opportunity they've had since the first quarter, really.
Well, either the coaches have settled their teams down at halftime, or the referees have
Nip is back, looking, throws it up, and threw it out of bounds. He did have a
good play
there. Yeah, that's something we'd like to see Broughton do a little bit more, is just throw the ball away.
Yeah, he had nothing going on there, and I saw him throw it off his back foot and just couldn't have gotten anything on the ball if he had a receiver open, so that was a good throwaway there. But it seems like the teams have settled down, and the referees are kind of maybe letting them play just a little bit more, and it just seems like a lot more fluid football here.
2nd and 10 here. Braves in the shotgun as they have been all night. Nip back to pass, looking. He has time. Throws it across his body.
Wow.
Brought down by number 22.
You want to talk about a gunslinging throw. That was a gunslinger right there. He just ripped that ball as hard as he possibly could across his body.
Jacob Wilson on the catch there. What a nice grab, too.
Yeah, and you hear about it all the time. They don't want the kids to throw across their body because it's such a hard throw. But he just wound up and threw it as hard as he could across his body and made a great connection and got them the first down that they really needed. Looks like they've got a little momentum back on their side here.
1st and 10 at the 20. Nip back to pass, looking right, throws right, has a man in the end zone, and overthrown.
A little pushing and shoving in the end zone there, but nothing to get excited about.
I don't think it was a catchable ball.
I don't think it was either. I think it was outside the end zone there.
Bring up 2nd and 10.
Nip's last pass intended for number 22, Jacob Wilson.
Jacob Wilson, the intended receiver there.
Number 1.
Braves a little bit late getting the play in here.
For Bourbon County.
Nip in the shotgun, 1 receiver left, 3 right. Changing the play now. Takes a snap, looks right, swing pass.
Good play.
Yep.
Wide open.
Down to the 5-yard line. Complete to number 1. That is Nathan Kaiser.
Now, I tell you what, they had that play that was a really well-disguised play because Bourbon County was all on this side of the field. chasing after Austin Nip, and that gave Kaiser a big opening on the other side.
Clock ticking here in the third quarter, 17 seconds to go. Back to pass. Nip looking. Now he's running back the other way. Throws it in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Caught.
Caught.
Number 27 on the catch there.
Seth Sutton for the catch. And you know what? If you get a good look at that there, they had two receivers standing right beside each other in the end zone. So that was a great catch.
Nip was able to buy some time there and just – it wasn't just a desperation heave. He knew where he was going.
We talked
with the
about
ball.
another quarterback reminding us of Brett Favre right there. You know.
PAT here is good.
So we got another tie ball game. They just can't get away from each other, can they?
It's been tight.
20-20 with 6 seconds left in the third quarter.
With 6 seconds.
And we'll take a quick timeout. We want to talk about our sponsor for tonight's game. That's Nick Pope Insurance. Nick is a progressive agent here in Paris, Kentucky.
So in Paris, you don't call Flo, you call Nick.
You call Nick. You can reach him at 859-987-9200. Again, that's 859-987-9200. You can go visit Nick, 809 High Street here in Paris, Kentucky. He keeps office hours 9:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. And if you need to speak to him after hours, you can get that by appointment. You need your car, your dirt bike, your Segway.
Segway? Really?
Snowmobile. You have a snowmobile? RV or
Mopeds?
trailer, golf cart, ATV, motorcycle, you name it.
Sounds like just about everything that you can drive, ride, or
anything you can have fun in, just about. Nick will insure it.
There you go.
It's Nick Pope Insurance here in Paris, Kentucky. He's a good guy. I've known him a long time.
Well, stop by today.
Yeah. Stop by on Monday.
On Monday, there you go. 859-987-9200.
Braves getting set to kick it off here. Colonels have Myers back.
And looks like Sydney on the other side.
Yep, I believe so. Squib kick, and that's going to go out of bounds.
So we bring it out to the 35-yard line.
I've seen this strategy employed. We did Anderson County last night on Anderson County Sports TV, and Anderson County, every time they kicked off, they would squib it at someone. They just kind of picked a player and squibbed it there.
I don't know that I like the squib kick idea. I understand what you're trying to do, and every now and then you might get the football, but
yeah, on the first play of the game last night on the initial kickoff, Anderson fumbled the kickoff, and the team they were playing, the Meade County Green Waves, managed to recover.
But that was the only time that they kicked off.
And that was the only time it worked.
That was the only time that worked, and the rest of the time Anderson County got really good field position about the 40, 45-yard line. So.
Last play of the third quarter, Myers up the middle. He's got a hole. One man to beat. And he's going to be dragged out of bounds. Gain of about 30.
Just lucky that they got him out of bounds when they did. That's a good way to end the third quarter for Bourbon County, that's for sure.
All right, that's the end of the third quarter. Bourbon County 20, Grant County 20. We'll take a break and be right back with more action on CentralKYSports.com. First and 10, Bourbon County in Grant County territory. Myers to the left, looking for running room. And he
Gets
is
stacked up. Looks like half the team there to bring him down. And that just might be the approach that they have to take.
Myers is really he's running off chunk plays at this point. Just not easy to tackle. It'll be first and 10. Colonel's at the 20. Coming right back. I mean, Grant County scored, and they're right back on the other side of the field now. Broughton hands it up the middle. Myers.
He's got a hole. Oh, shoestring tackle there.
Yep.
Myers again on the carry for Bourbon County.
And that was Nix on the tackle, and he grabbed a hold of that. He grabbed a hold of that ankle and just would not let go.
A gain of 7.
We'll bring up second and 3 from about the 12-yard line.
Holding on for dear life, I believe is what that's called.
Tie game here in the third quarter. Bourbon County, Grant County, 20 apiece. Here on CentralKYSports.com. I'm Lanny Brannick along with CJ Kendrick. Bourbon County knocking on the door here. Myers up the middle seems to be working as of late. Handoff. Runs into his own man, and
did he get enough? It looks like he's close.
We'll see where the spot is. No signal yet. And it's right at the marker.
Stop just shy of the marker. Bring up third down. 1 to go for the Colonels.
Third and maybe a couple of feet. Third and we'll call it 1 here. Broughton late getting the play in.
And what do you think? Do you think they'll run it to maybe?
I think this might be Myers.
You think so? I don't know. I might go quarterback sneak here with Broughton and let him go to the outside.
Broughton running left.
And I would be really wrong. That was a bad idea I had.
It was not the best execution there.
You know, it's not very often as a color commentator you get to say something and then watch it happen on the field, and wow, that was a mistake. So looks like they're going to bring out maybe wanting to bring out the chains here.
Yeah, they marked him at the 10. It didn't look like he got that far, but they marked him at the far, and they're going to measure this. So we'll see
it
what.
Looks to here from the way that where the chains were set up that he may have the first down. But I was wrong on the last call, so, you know. It's close. First down.
First down.
And after the official measurement, that's near enough for another. Colonels, first down.
So Colonels first and 10 on the 10. 9:47 to go here in the last
That had to
quarter.
be inches, and, you know, the one thing that you can't tell, you know, it's hard for us to see from up here is where the football was.
Yeah.
You know, and the referees have been on it pretty well tonight, knowing exactly where the ball is. So, and that had to be just inches that he made it by.
Looks like we're going to have Broughton in the shotgun. Myers to his left. Trips right. And a single receiver left. Handoff. Nope.
And there again.
Was tackled in the backfield, then wasn't. And a gain of about 3.
And gets 3 yards out of it. You know, tackled in the backfield, should have been down in the backfield. Looks like he got 2 or 3 yards out of it. Looks like 2 yards out of it. So second down and 8 versus second down and 12.
Broughton slow getting the play in.
And something tells me that they're going to want to be passing the football right here. I don't know why.
Trips left and a single receiver right.
Let's see if he wipes his hands on the towel. Yes, he does.
Braden Frederick is the only person out to the right. And movement.
And again, he may be a sophomore, but that's a senior move right there.
Let's see who it's against. Nope. Offsides.
Grant County, a 5-yard penalty. Still, second down.
Yeah, the Colonel's just simply going on 2 there, and Grant County comes across the line.
Ball now spotted at the Grant County 4-yard line.
Second and 4.
Goal to go.
Myers offset to the left. Broughton in the shotgun. Trips left. Handoff to Myers, looking for room. Jumps
through.
Touchdown, Colonels. That looked pretty easy there, CJ.
Leaps the man and just runs straight into the end zone. And I tell you what, that was a Kamara Myers drive there. That was all him all the time.
Yep.
Let's just hand him the ball and see what he can do.
All right. Colonels try to tack on the extra point here and take a 7-point lead. 26-20 here, 8:19 to go in the fourth quarter.
On to attempt the point after, number 63, Parker Atwood.
Parker Atroy.
Bryce Roy set to hold.
Roy holding.
Wind's kicking up a little bit, so.
Snap is back. Down and through. 27-20. Bourbon County takes the lead here. We'll take a break. Be right back with more of the fourth quarter on CentralKYSports.com.
Twenty-seven to 20. Bourbon County leading Grant County here in Bourbon County in downtown Paris, Kentucky. On the kickoff, looks like number 6 coming back up, and he's stopped at the 30-yard line. Ooh, and a nice pile up there. Now, I've got a question for you. On that last drive, did anybody besides Kamara Myers and Jake Broughton touch the football?
I don't remember it if it did happen. We'll have to watch that. We'll have to watch the replay back when we put it up tomorrow or tonight, actually.
There were no passes. There was, let's just hand the football to the guy who can get it there and leap over a few people and run it into the end zone. So I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
That's what we were told by our producer and director, Clint Goins.
Sometimes if it is broke, you don't fix it. Let it fix itself.
1st and 10, Grant County.
Let's see if they
handoff left. And gain of about 4.
A short gain on the play. Will bring up second down.
Nathan Kaiser there with the short carry. 7:50 here to go in the fourth quarter. Bourbon clinging to a 27-20 lead. It's been a really close game. It's not been the prettiest game I've ever seen, but the game has been tight the whole time.
Well, we keep seeing these big plays, and then the team will get pushed back, and then another big play, and teams will get pushed back. And then the last 2 series for Bourbon County have looked really good. Like they've gained momentum, and they've marched down the field, and they've scored on both those series. So, now it's an opportunity for Grant County to come back and show what they're made of and pull the momentum back into this game, because they're only down 7, and there's 7 minutes left in the game. They've got plenty of time. There's no reason to panic. Just keep running your offense.
Kaiser there with a short gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 7 from the 35-yard line.
And try to stay out of 3rd and 7. So
nip in the shotgun, back pass rolling right, looking. He's pressured now and
dumps it off for an incompletion.
Just couldn't hang on to the ball. Hit when he caught it.
Yeah, it looks like there's a flag down in the area of an offensive holding there. We'll see if that's what it is or not.
I don't expect the Colonels to take this. And
One more time, we had an illegal receiver downfield, and they have declined the penalty.
They'll bring up 4th down and 7, 6:48 to go.
Now, I've said it 2 or 3 times tonight. You know, it's awfully hard for those offensive linemen when a play like that develops so slowly to the outside for them to stay exactly, you know, behind the line of scrimmage. And they leak downfield a little bit and get too far downfield, and that's an easy penalty to pick up. But I'm sure that's also something that the coach from Grant County will be working on next week.
Grant County brings out the punting unit. Bourbon County is bringing everyone. Bourbon County with 10 men on the line and one guy back.
And you really can't blame them with the problems Grant County has had
now they go to a punt safe. Delay of game. That's going to tack on 5 more yards. So the Grant County Braves will be punting from the 30-yard line now.
It's just penalty after penalty, and their special teams play is just not where it needs to be, even though it is just the second game of the year.
Almost blocked, but pretty decent kick, and the ball is going to hit and roll. It's going to take a Grant County bounce and be stopped at the 30-yard line of the Colonels. Colonels will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30.
You know, even though the last 2 punts for Grant County, somebody's been right in his face, and he's gotten the ball off, and those have been the best 2 kicks of the night. Yeah. So their punter has definitely settled down and is giving them exactly what they need, an opportunity to flip the field here and get a short field for themselves.
Braves hoping here that they can make something happen on the defensive end. 6:36 to go and down a touchdown. Tough to do that if you're on the wrong side of the 50, so they at least gave themselves a chance, like you said.
Yeah, they give themselves a chance, and you know, odds are they're going to bow up against the run here and try to keep Kamara out. And looks like
Broughton under center for the first time that I can remember.
I formation with the fullback out front. There goes Kamara.
He's got some room to run. He might go all the way here to the 10, the 5, the touchdown.
Touchdown, Kamara Myers. Do you think the coach drew that play up just like that?
I think that's how they run it in practice.
I think that is exactly how they run that in practice.
He had one man to beat and shrugged him off, and then just managed to sneak in there at the last second.
Just couldn't get there. He tried and just wasn't fast enough to catch Kamara Myers. Down that sideline, just a beautiful run for him.
So Bourbon County,
that was the first time we've seen the I formation, first time we've seen Jake Broughton under center, and it goes for a touchdown. And it goes the wrong direction. You know, that's what Myers brings to you. You know, they set up the run to the left. He cuts it back right, takes it all the way into the end zone.
Parker Atwood to attempt the point after. It's down, kick is away, and it's good. Bourbon County 34, Grant County 20. Colonels take a 2-touchdown lead here with less than 7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
$50 per touchdown all season long. They will also be highlighting.
You can reach him by phone, 859-987-9200. Again, 859-987-9200. Anything you want to insure, from your car, your motorcycle, your ATV.
And my Segway.
Your dirt bike, if you have a Segway, Nick will insure it. You can
anything that goes fast, anything you can have fun with. Well, maybe you shouldn't be going fast, but anything that you can have fun with and has a motor, you can call Nick Pope and Progressive Insurance.
At 809 High Street here in town in Paris, Kentucky. Colonels kick off with a 2-touchdown lead here, 6:21 to go in the 4th quarter. And Myers really took over. He's taken over the second half.
Yes, he has. It's been all the Nick Meyer. It's been all the Kamara Myers show. I'm sorry. I don't know where Nick came from, but it's been all the Kamara Myers show.
End over in kickoff. Good run back for the Braves. Ball out. They're going to call him down.
Number 1 on the return for Grant County. Ball brought out around the
Yeah, Kamara Myers has really taken over this game, and you gotta hand it to the coaches too. They've been smart enough just to stick with him in this second half and just keep handing him the ball, and he's delivered. 2 drives in a row have been nothing but Kamara Myers. So
Nathan Kaiser there on the return,
and anytime you can have one play and score a touchdown, that's just the best result you can hope for, right?
That's how you draw it up. Braves take over 1st and 10 on their own 26.
And I said earlier, they had 7 minutes left when they were driving down the field before. Now they've got 6 minutes left, and they're down 2 touchdowns. It may be a little time to panic here. It may be time to throw the ball down the field.
Nip is running right and just throws it away.
He had number 88 there, but just threw it at his feet just to get the ball out of his hands.
Adam Epperson.
Travis Earlywine has joined our broadcast. Thanks for tuning in, Travis. Appreciate the support. Colonels have finally taken a hold of this game. We thought they might have been able to control the game early on and just had a rough first half with penalties.
It just seemed like the first half Bourbon County was shooting themselves in the foot the entire first half, and they should have been in control of the football game, and now they are. So that was a good pass play out to the 40-yard line. That's Kaiser.
Kaiser was in the slot that time, and just a simple pitch and catch. And that's going to be a first down for the Braves. 1st and 10 at the 40.
And it looks like they're just going to spread them out here, go 5 wide receivers, and just let Austin Nip throw them down the field.
They're actually at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 41. Nip by himself, 5 wides, and that's incomplete.
Incomplete pass on the play. Nip's pass is intended for number 88, Adam Epperson.
88 Adam Epperson was the intended receiver, just couldn't hold on to the ball. 2nd and 10 from 41. Grant County Braves down 2 touchdowns now, having to throw the ball. Nip back to pass, short throw. Room to run here, and that'll be a first down. That's the Kaiser again.
So, on the other side of the ball, it's been the Kamara Myers show, and Jake Broughton and Heflin has made a couple of really, really important catches. On this side of the field, it looks like for Grant County, it's only been Austin Nip and Kaiser. You really haven't seen them get a lot of other guys involved in the game, and it's allowed Bourbon County to kind of tee off on those guys. And looks like they're going
5 wides.
5 wides, 4 on one side, one on the far side there.
Quads right, and 1 receiver left. Nip by himself. He's back to pass, pressured, rolling to his right, complete, and nice tackle there on the Colonel sideline by number 35. But that's another first down for Grant County. And the clock stopped momentarily while the chains move. 4:35 to go here in the 4th quarter. Bourbon County 34, Grant County 20 on CentralKYSports.com. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Chris Jones, nice to see you tuning in. And if you come across our stream, you can share it. Share it to your friends, share it on your page, and that way anybody that might want to see the game can get an opportunity to see it and spread the word about us.
Little out pattern. He looks like he's one man to beat, and he gets him from behind. That's a nice comeback tackle by Kamara Myers over there.
Jody Class on the catch for Colby Class for the Braves on the catch there. It'll be 1st and 10, 4 minutes to go. Braves driving here. This has been their most a cohesive drive of the evening, be honest. And it's just 5 wides.
It always seems to be like, you find something in the fourth quarter and it seems to work. And this 5-wide offense is really seeming to work. They got trips out to the right and looks like.
Nip back to pass, looking right. He's got a man. Picked off. That's Myers, and he's on his way. One man to beat.
He's got blockers.
He's got a block.
All daylight in front of him.
He slowed down there for some reason. He had a touchdown, and he's hurt.
I think he's hurt. He's either hurt or very, very tired.
Myers is struggling to get up. Teammates are there helping him up, but he's off the ground now and not happy with himself for some reason.
He's hurting something. But, he has been running up and down the field. He made that big play to stop the touchdown on the other end and then gets the interception, and he just may be out of gas. Let's hope that's all it is.
He takes off.
They really need him on the field.
Takes his helmet off in disappointment. He comes and takes a seat on the sideline and gets a drink.
Coaches are looking at him like, "Are you all right?" And he seems to have shaking the trainers off. So I think he might just be out of gas. I mean, he's been playing on offense and defense here. So
Bourbon County under center at this time. Handoff left. Not much there.
Stacking up. Is that Sidney back in the game?
Yeah, Sidney back in.
Number 23, Jalen Sidney on the carry for Bourbon County.
Sidney may have gotten 3.
That's got to be disappointing for Myers because he had daylight in front of him.
2nd and 8, but the Colonels really just trying to salt the game away here.
I don't see them throwing the football for the rest of the game. They've got a 2-score lead.
Sidney in the backfield, fullback in front of him, Broughton under center. Handoff left. Little shake and bake up to the 14, maybe the 13. Gain of about 4.
That's going to bring up 3rd down.
That's going to bring us a timeout.
Timeout called off the field.
Grant County takes it. No. Yep, Grant County takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. Be back in just a moment on CentralKYSports.com. Welcome back. 4th quarter here in Paris, Kentucky. Bourbon County 34, Grant County 20. 2:28 to go here. Colonels have the ball 3rd and 4 from the 14-yard line, looking to salt this one away.
Yeah, they've got the I formation. I don't see them doing anything but handing the ball off here. And
Broughton under center, and he hands to Sidney, looking for some running room. He's got it, and he'll be in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Sidney.
No need to salt it away. He just keeps scoring. 40-20, Bourbon County looking like an insurmountable lead here with 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go.
It certainly does. Grant County hasn't seemed to be able to move the football all that well all night. They finally did on the last possession. Sorry, don't know where that came from, but on the last possession they were really moving the football well, and then they had the unfortunate interception. So I don't see how they can score three touchdowns in 2 minutes and 21 seconds, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah, we're not going to call this one over, but it's about to be, with this PAT 3-touchdown lead here with less than 3 minutes to go. The kick is up, and it's good. Bourbon County 41, Grant County 20 here late in the fourth quarter. And we'll take a quick break and be back on CentralKYSports.com. 41-20, 2:31 to go here in the fourth quarter. Bourbon County with a commanding lead here. And the ball is in the, not kicked in the air, squibbed down. Grant County will take it at the 34-yard line.
And that's probably the best that they really should do right there. Just fall on the ball and get some good field position.
I want to talk quickly about we do have games that we plan on doing upcoming. Our schedule is on the Facebook page. It's pinned to the top of Central KY Sports or Central Kentucky Sports on Facebook. And you can also find it at centralkysports.com. That's where you can also find the replays of our games on centralkysports.com. We will download the Facebook feed and put it right on the website. And if you want to watch again and again, we invite you to do so. We're happy to be here in Paris, Kentucky tonight. Bourbon County struggled for the first half with penalties and just
really
sloppy
shot
play.
Themselves in the foot more than it seemed like they were the better team tonight, even in the first half. But then they kind of shot themselves in the foot, and they ended up 13-13 going into the second half. And in the second half, they've given the ball off to Kamara Myers, and he's really run the show for them. Even on the defensive side of the ball, he's on the last drive for Grant County. He saved a touchdown with a great tackle, and then came back and made the interception and ran it down to the 20-yard line. So
nip back to pass, and that is incomplete.
It seems like they're trying really hard, but it's going to be a little too late for the Grant County Braves tonight. If I can get those words out.
Sarah Wells, thank you for tuning in, and make sure when you see our stream, if you'll share it on your page and to your friends, then we'll have more viewers on our great Bourbon County athletes. And that's what we're here for. Central KY Sports is a broadcast entity that wants to showcase high school athletes here in the Central Kentucky area. We're covering a lot of Bourbon County sports. We've done a couple of Anderson County football games. We will do football games. We also plan to do volleyball. We've already done a volleyball game. We plan on bringing you boys and girls soccer. We will be bringing you boys and girls basketball. And then in the spring, we plan to bring you softball and baseball, all here on centralkysports.com. And you can find us on the Facebook page at Central Kentucky Sports. We do have a YouTube. The games do get uploaded to a YouTube, and you can search that as well.
So pretty much a great place to go for high school sports in Central Kentucky.
It's a good place to go. We do have a plan to do a lot of Bourbon County games. Grant County with a punt there. And Bourbon County will take over with 1:53. Grant County can stop the clock with a timeout once. I don't foresee them doing that maybe.
Yeah, at this point, you're down 21 points. You know, it's time to send in some of your lesser experienced players and let them get a little real game experience.
Looks like the quarterback, Bourbon County, may be making a change at quarterback. We'll see. I don't see Broughton out there.
And there goes Broughton right out now.
Okay,
so.
now he's coming out. Okay. I thought maybe they might make a change. They may take a knee here. I mean, they could theoretically take 3 knees and punt.
And if they get a first down here, it's all over. Yeah. So
2 backs in the backfield. Myers is back out there. Broughton under center. They're going to run a play up the middle to Myers. He looks left, looks right, dances, dodge, and maybe picks up a yard. Clock winding here, 1:40 to go.
I don't know if that's him padding his stats or just jogging around and killing some time.
I think they're going to take him out now. Sidney is in the backfield for the Colonels. And the clock running. Colonels may be in danger of getting a delay of game here. Slow getting the line. Broughton under center.
Well, they've got no reason to go fast, but they do need to keep from stopping the clock with a stupid penalty.
Broughton and Sidney, miscommunication with the handoff. Sidney
runs into his own man at the 40-yard line.
Sidney had a crack, and then
it was green space in front of him, and I think he got his eyes on the end zone there and didn't see the mountain of a human being he was about to run into.
Sidney was tackled by the quarterback and then by his own offensive lineman.
Yep. So that's
do the Colonels get 2 credits for tackles there?
That's one of those where the closest opposing player gets the credit, right?
Right, I guess so. I don't even know who saw it.
You were standing there, so. But, yeah, he just ran straight into 73, and that was the immovable object meeting.
Yeah. Victory formation here for the Colonels. And this will wrap it up. 41-20, Bourbon County over Grant County. Colonels move to 2-0. Grant County moves to 1-1.
I believe so.
And
I think that's how that works.
They will shake hands at midfield. A great win for Bourbon County. It wasn't the prettiest first half you've ever seen, but in the second half, Kamar Myers just took over the game, and they could not do anything with him.
You know, I've said it before, I expected Kamar Myers to be really featured in this game. And when they came out in the second half, they looked like they had settled down. It looked like a different Bourbon County team in the second half because they looked confident, they were blocking well, and they really saddled up their horse and rode him to victory tonight.
We'll take a quick break here and come back and wrap up. I'd like to talk about our sponsor for the game, and that is Nick Pope Insurance. Nick Pope is a Progressive insurance salesman here in Paris, Kentucky. You can reach him at 859-987-9200. 859-987-9200. It never hurts to come and get a quote for insurance.
No, you never know. If you had the same car insurance for even a year, you should go out and check out who else is out there and what they can do for you. And that's the great thing about Progressive is they're able to look at all the different policies out there, and he can combine policies for you for your car, if you've got
car, home, whatever you
dirt
have.
bikes, everything that you've got that goes fast and you can have fun on. Nick can insure for you, and that's always a great thing to be able to have.
Nick is a local guy. I've known him a long time. Go see him, 859-987-9200, or stop by at 809 High Street here in Paris, Kentucky. So we're going to have a trophy presentation out here at midfield. Bourbon County High School Athletic Director Wendy Rankin-Mahana is going to present the trophies.
It's always nice for the home team to win their home bowl, right?
This was a convincing win once we got the second half started.
it looks like when they, I would like to have been a fly on the wall for both sides during halftime, but especially for it looks like whatever the coaches did during halftime, they made some adjustments. They got the ball to Myers a lot more during the game, and it just ended up being too much for Grant County.
Of the contest. From Bourbon County High School,
MVP about to be named here.
Kamar Myers.
And
So Kamar Myers is
no
the
shock
MVP
here.
of the Bourbon County Bowl. That's no surprise. At least 3 tackles on defense, if not more.
An interception that should have been a touchdown.
An interception that should have been a touchdown. A touchdown-saving interception that really changed the entire course of this game.
Your champions, 2018.
Well, a beautiful night for football here, CJ.
And, of course, it's great for a team to be able to celebrate at home. It's going to be a bad drive back for the Grant County team. But, they came out here and they fought for the entire 4 quarters. They really did. They were never really out of this game until there was about 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That interception really put the game away for Bourbon County, and that's kind of unfortunate. I would have liked to have seen Grant County make a little bit I would like to have seen it make a closer game out of it, but unfortunately they weren't able to tonight. And sometimes you just run into a team that's a little bit better than you are, and I think that's what happened to them tonight. And certainly they ran into at least one player that's a little better than just about everybody else on the field.
Yeah, that's is a good win for the Colonels. On CentralKYSports.com, we appreciate you coming and watching. We've had several folks tune in here tonight. We appreciate everyone that's come on. Cody Hensley is here with us. Wesley Purcell watching now. A really good win for the Colonels tonight. So, with that being said, we'll see what the future brings for the Colonels. They're not particularly great at anything yet. That doesn't mean they won't be. But I'd like to see them pass and catch a little bit better and clean up the penalties.
Yeah, I'd like to see some of the decision-making on Jake Broughton, but he is just a sophomore. So, you'd like to see him make a few better decisions on his pass attempts, clean it up just a little bit. Maybe, settle him down, and it's kind of like when you're in a band and you have a drummer that plays really loud. You just got to tell him play a little softer, maybe just a little bit softer for Jake Broughton would really bring him into a great chance of being a really great player and make the offense a lot better.
So our next scheduled game is September 5th. We're scheduled to have the Bourbon County girls soccer team against Harrison County. It'll be in Paris, and we're excited to bring that to you. But we'll wrap it up here for tonight. Bourbon County 41, Grant County 20. I want to thank C.J. Kendrick, Joe Atkinson on camera, and Clint Goins here is our technical director and producer. And we'll wish you well and good evening here from Paris, Kentucky on CentralKentuckySports.com.
Good night, everybody.